Apparently, Positively 4th Street was released as a single between Highway 61 Revisited and Blonde on Blonde. Technically, oh, what's up, Clarky? Technically, I should have listened to this song in between those two albums. However, I didn't. I missed it. So I'm making up for it now. And from here, I'm going to be hopping right into the basement tapes to keep up with the chronology. If you're wondering, I got my info from Grok, just asking on that particular chronology. But I'm going to listen to Positively 4th Street. I'm told that Bob Dylan had a greatest hits album released in 1967 because, you know, why wouldn't he have? He's thrown out a ton of bangers in there. He's now gone electric. But I guess Positively 4th Street wasn't featured on an album. However, it was released on the greatest hits album he did, which was released in 1967. So I don't know if this is going to be electric Bob. I don't know if this is going to be acoustic Bob. I don't know if this is going to be different Bob. I'm told a lot of people really, really, really like this song. And in case anybody was wondering, about my Dylan chronology to date, as might have been expected, having gotten to live with the albums, my living with him has evolved, and I thought I was going to have a pretty easy favorite to pick, and it's like I right now kind of have favorites in the different breakdowns. Like, I think The Times They Are A-Changin' was my favorite of, like, the folk works. Right now, I think I really love Blonde on Blonde. I mean, I've lived with it a ton, and I visit Blonde on Blonde and Highway 61 Revisited the most, but I've actually been thinking about doing like a Bob Dylan up till now retrospective of the journey as I continue on. I don't know. I obviously there's a lot on my plate, but I'm really excited about hopping into another Dylan song and then getting out a piece of chronology knocked out, because I'm told that the basement tapes feature the band, who I only know from the song The Wait, as far as I know. So, yeah, I'm definitely eager to see what Bob does with the band. But, guys, I'm going to hit the play button on this thing. Before I do, it's very important to me that you know that you are awesome, that you are valuable, that you are important, that you matter, that you are deserving of love, and that I am abundantly grateful for even a moment of your time. If you like what you see, feel free to hit the like and the subscribe button. It goes a long way to help me out. If you really like what you see, leave a comment. I would love to hear from you, or join us on Twitch. I stream every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. Arizona time. Come hang out with us. We would love to have you by. Come discover music with us. Guys, without further ado, Positively 4th Street by The Bob. Here we go. So it's like Electric Bob. Kind of sounds like it could have been recorded around the same time as
you got it
61.
Let's say you are my friend.
Like a Rolling Stone, I mean the album Highway 61 Revisited.
Was down, you just stood there grinning. Got a helping hand to lend. You just want to be on the side that's winning. You say I let you down. You know it's not like that.
I love that you can hear that it's all played in the same room. I love hearing the chemistry of the band. And honestly, this organ sound is really, really making it for me. I think I'm going to go back and kind of let it revisit and play through a bit, but you got a lot of nerve to say that you were my friend. When I was down, you stood there grinning. You got a lot of nerve to say that you got a helping hand to lend. You just want to be on the side that's winning. Holy cats. Is that not just a overt caricature of the worst kind of person that we all know? I think it's, again, really interesting because, I don't know if he's... I actually seriously doubt that he was writing about anybody in particular. However, he was writing about, like, the royal version of that person. And that's cool to me. Yeah, let's go back a bit.
You got a lot of nerve to say you got a helping hand to lend. You just
that
want
organ.
to be on the side that's winning. that. If you're so hurt, why then don't you show it?
That guitar lead is nice. I gotta ask, guys, because I'm hearing that there's some serious like stereo work. It feels like they really captured a room very well. But is this how it was released as the single? Like when you listened to this in the single, did you feel like you were sitting there in the room? Because I'm hearing the organ in some parts of the ear, right? Like I'm hearing the drum in other parts of the ear. So you have a lot more of the drum and the snare over here. You've got more acoustic guitar in the right ear. By the way, in the left ear. This is my left, this is my right.
On the side that's winning.
And that acoustic guitar kind of feels like it's dialed a little bit in the middle, so I wonder if it's panned.
It's not like that.
Or if this is a remaster is what I was getting at.
So hurt, why then don't you show it? You say you've lost your faith, but that's not where it's at. You have no faith to lose, and you know it.
Ah, man, I love that line.
I know the reason that you talk behind my back. I used to be among the crowd you're in with.
Is he talking about the folk scene?
Do you take me for such a fool to think I'd make contact with the one who tries to hide what it don't know to begin with?
Well, now I'm sitting here wrestling with...
You see me on the street, you always act surprised. You say, how are you? Good luck, but you don't mean it. When you know as well as me, you'd rather see me paralyzed. Why don't you just come out once and scream it?
He's really calling a spade a spade.
I feel that good when I see the heartbreaks you embrace. If I was a master thief, perhaps I'd rob them. And though I know you're dissatisfied with your position and your place, don't you understand? It's not my problem.
This feels really pointed. You know, I feel like a lot of times his writing is abstract, right? Like a lot of times his writing could be kind of sent towards any general direction. And I think that that's one thing that's so appealing. But it could also be written about literally anything and nothing at all. In this context, it does feel, and maybe it's because of a context I think I have, right? Like maybe I'm connecting dots that shouldn't be connected by any sort of design. But when I read this, in the beginning, I was kind of thinking he was talking about the royal nobody, the royal that person, but it almost feels like it's a comment on the people who were once really wonderful to him and celebrating his work, now being the people that are like, you know, kind of like nice to his face and you know, speaking ill of him otherwise. I feel like, again, the concept that maybe it's like even towards the crowd that booed him on the stage, you know, in that same kind of concept or the same kind of spirit of that, right? Like maybe not necessarily towards those people, but towards that spirit of that kind of person. Maybe towards people he'd worked with professionally. I don't know. It feels like it's talking about like a big thing, but again, a very pointed thing coming from his perspective. And again, maybe he just had those feelings and channeled them into a song. I have no idea, but it does feel very interesting to hear this. And again, it's a good song. This organ thing is really shining for me, and hearing the band connect and kind of hearing how rough and dirty and all in the same room it is, like, I like the random diz on the guitar. You know,
Why don't
it comes in
just
every now and
come out
again.
once and scream it.
Right there.
No, I do not feel that good when I see the heartbreaks you embrace. If I was a master thief, perhaps I'd rob them. And though I know you're dissatisfied with your position,
And this part right here, like just calling it again a spade, like, hey, this isn't on me, this is a you problem. And this guitar tone, that squeal, that fuzz.
You could stand inside my shoes, and just for that one moment, I could be you. Yes, I wish that for just one time you could stand inside my shoes. You'd know what a drag it is to see you.
That was such a powerful punch in the face. I wish we could trade shoes. Like, you get to be me and I get to be you, and then you could see what a drag it is to see you. Whoa. Wow. And honestly, that you could say that about so many different relationships, like adversarial relationships at work. You know, you could say that about, and honestly, I have like a great place of work now. Like, I don't have that issue. I work from home, and even when I go into the office, it's all smiles and high fives. But I've worked in the past in places that I just felt like, man, I have this person I have to confront, and I wish they knew how much it sucked to see them on a day-to-day basis. And you know, like I think are plenty, you know, a bad relationship, same kind of thing. And if you have that feeling in a relationship, get the heck out of it. Please do yourself and everybody else in the world a favor. This song, honestly, is, I think, one of the most powerful Dylan songs I've heard today. Like, but for very different reasons. Like, right, he writes powerfully, but when you consider, like, this isn't Blowing in the Wind powerful, right? This isn't Masters of War powerful. It's different in its own way. This is kind of like, I feel in his own way, just telling his perspective and being like, yo, this is how you guys are kind of making me feel and think. And it feels like a very rooted in Bob's perspective song, whereas coming from a guy who has embodied so many perspectives throughout the catalog of his work, I've heard even just this far in, you know, like what we're talking, I think the coolest things that I've come to realize about the guy is I've heard from 1962 to now, like 1967, a 5-year span of this guy just becoming something different, right? And you have this crazy 3 months of albums. It's pretty nut. And then I guess he's chilling with the band in the middle of this before John Wesley Harding. So that's, I think, the Basement Tapes is kind of what my plan is to do. It was released in 1975, as people say. So that's the one I'm going to go for. I believe it. It's going to be kind of a longer video when I go to do it, but I should be doing that like in a couple of days. Guys, I love you. Thank you for being here. Thank you so much for the positivity that you show both to me and to one another. Continue to be the best. And until I see you next, be introspective and consider the birds. I'm going to go get Clark back inside. Love you guys. Goodbye.